I wanted to talk to you a little bit about transdimensional teleportation. It can be done. The way it's done is when you go to sleep. Like, okay, if you watch Stephen Greer, Twin Ships Witnessed, there's two kinds of ships: a physical ship and a craft, like a witchcraft. Okay, it doesn't mean you're necessarily like a witch. It just means that you're like unconscious and like hysterical, like in a black mode, like like you sleep, you go into black. Well, that's what it is. Like they say, witchcraft is like people that are sending out bad signals when they're asleep. Well, see, when you go to sleep, you go underwater, and it's like you got those Jaws barrels that are attached to you, and those Jaws barrels are like those lights that appear. Okay, so when you get a downrigger on yourself, you can be trolling underwater, and you can let that line, like the person who's guiding you can let that line out, so you travel farther distances underwater. So it's like it's like a doorway that passes through a downrigger, and where you see the line going down would be a bobber. Like those lights you see are like bobbers, and there's a downrigger, and then you're underwater, and that's how you astral travel to different planets. Is like maybe you're not underwater, but maybe you're in the upper atmosphere or in space, right? Because if you're in water, then there's a mirror image of you in space. So the deeper you go underwater or whatever like that, the more event horizon you have to look through, like a thicker mirror or like a tinted mirror to look through, and that'll give you coordinate template for space travel or interdimensional travel. So yeah, it's just that you can't, like when you go to sleep, like you just sink, and then once those once you've given up on sleeping, then the barrels come up, and then that's your consciousness being awake on Earth, and then when you sink again because you're tired, like we actually live in an atmosphere, so you could say we live underwater still because we don't live in space. It's just thinner atmosphere than Earth, right? Like if you go farther into space, the farther you go out into space, maybe there's another barrier that is even thinner than space, right? And we're just unaware of it. Yeah, so if you can see everything through one atmosphere, then measuring the atmospheres just gives you more knowledge of how to jump from one stepping stone to another. Okay.